The internet, particularly YouTube, is amazing. There's an abundance of so many creators showing off their creative visions and expressing themselves through their videos as art, creating plenty of informative, entertaining, funny, and visually appealing content for millions of people around the world to watch and enjoy. Reddit videos are not exactly any of those things.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at...
Reactionary type content has pretty much always existed on YouTube in one way or another, with it sort of representing the most basic form of content on the website. The idea of YouTube acting as a secondary source to a primary piece of media and just building off of that has always been sort of prevalent on the website, because there isn't a lot of original content here to begin with, and most of it relies on other media to exist really, including what I make. From the most basic reaction videos created by children who watch shock videos to Ray William Johnson of equals 3,
Fox licking a fucking window,
bottom of the barrel reaction channels like Jinx and Stomedy,
Hey, Popeye the Sailor Man.
Leafy is here, Pyrocynical, Triggered Tro, the list goes on and on with the amount of different types of reactionary content. I mean, in some ways, what I do could be considered reactionary, as I react to different types of content or media by giving my opinion on it and criticizing it. And then, of course, there's Reddit, the front page of the internet. It's basically just a board-based website where you post links or images and people can upvote it. Simple democracy-based system, but ultimately Reddit is unimportant to the topic of this video. It's just the front page of these people's channels and seemingly the front page of their plagiarism book.
This looks really stupid.
The most recent iteration of the reaction video is the Reddit reaction video, a type of content that maintains pretty consistent in format and style across a number of relatively large creators. The basic idea is this: the creator will pick a subreddit that they think will be funny or interesting to read,
and today we are going to be looking at r/Tumblr in action.
Then they record, either by themselves or with a few other people, the reactions that they give while reading these posts.
Sorry, I'm all out of post-it notes. I'm pretty broke, so drawing something that small on a regular piece of paper would just be a waste.
That's a pretty good comeback.
A pretty simple format for sure, and one that has proven to yield lots of success for those that have used it, as well as being relatively easy to replicate. And while sure you can say that it's nice to see these people succeed, hell, I'm happy to see any creator succeed. Their content isn't exactly the best.
Oh, it's on a touchscreen. Oh no. Oh no. That seems really fun though, to be fair. Just tap there for a million years, just dum dum dum. Honestly, I don't even know if
The first people to jump on the genre were SorrowTV and Soothouse, both of which simply pick a subreddit and read off posts, the difference being that Sorrow usually does it solo and Soothouse is a group of creators that all record together to read a bunch of subreddit posts. With this type of reactionary content, the appeal is obviously never the editing, and all the people I'll talk about today have pretty dogshit video editing consisting of a still background with a few snipping tool pictures of whatever they're talking about, moving across the screen as they talk. And for the type of content, honestly, that's fine. Nobody's coming to them for their nice editing, it's for the reactions they give. The problem being that the reactions are just, they're nothing.
Y'all are so cute.
The only real reaction that most of them give after reading each post is a joke or two followed by incessant laughter, and that's it. It's not informative, it's not funny really, it's just fucking nothing. And I know what I'm saying is subjective, that's the defense that everyone will use here, and say that it's just my opinion, no shit. But if the only defense that you have is my thoughts are subjective, then the things you enjoy probably don't have much going for them in the first place. You can enjoy it just like you can enjoy Rashad the Reactor, but at the end of the day, there isn't much difference between the two, other than that usually the reaction channels of old would at least link what they were reacting to in the description of the video, and the person being ripped off would at least get some menial amount of attention from a few people clicking on the link.
Rashad the Reactor has been challenged to a contest of not laughing.
People like SorrowTV have completely neglected to give any credit to the content that they showcase in their videos. And if they added something substantial to the post themselves, then maybe that would be okay and forgettable, but these Reddit posts are their content really. Without these cringy little weird subreddits and the funny posts that people make on them, these people would have nothing because they're not really entertaining in their own right and have to rely on the wince-worthy humor of what they are reacting to in order to keep an audience engaged. I'd say it would be at least a nice little courtesy for them to at least just link the stuff that they're stealing. But if there's one thing I can say about SorrowTV and Soothouse, at least they did something original, right? Like, sure, there had been other similarly styled videos before them, but they took the idea, made it into a format that works, and ran with it. And now they're extremely successful, and I can't help but at least admire where they've gotten, even if their channels were formed on the pretense of plagiarism. Another channel that's become large because of these Reddit-styled videos is Slazo, someone who began doing the Reddit videos around the same time that SorrowTV began blowing up, and he was really the first one to start the facecam style version of the Reddit video, and has garnered most of his audience from doing these types of videos, as well as reacting to Instagram life hacks and whatever else the cool kids like to cringe at these days. Before he made Reddit videos, he actually made commentary videos, funnily enough, and was doing alright for himself, pulling in a slow amount of subscribers compared to what he has today, but it was still steady growth, and making the average facecam commentary stuff that everyone like I'm Alex and Tozy were doing at the time, making videos about Jake and Logan Paul and whatever. But when he saw SorrowTV and Soothouse blowing up, he presumably wanted a piece of the pie for his own, so he began uploading videos where he read off of subreddits daily, and his channel completely took off.
The videos where I look at funny posts on Reddit, and we all collectively XD at them. Can we just have a group XD here for us? Yep. XD!
But he eventually stopped making commentary style videos altogether because, damn it, they just weren't performing like the other stuff. So now his videos have gone from somewhat thoughtful commentary videos that were pretty well done to 15-minute pieces of shit where he just does fuck all but read a few Reddit posts verbatim and make an offhand comment every 3 posts where he adds fucking nothing to the content. He makes some good stuff apart from the r/vids, and personally, I can see the appeal, but I'm not really a fan of his content at the end of the day.
Hi again, welcome back to another Reddit video on the Kwite channel.
A sort of posse of creators has materialized publicly in the past few months as well, including but not necessarily limited to WildSpartanz, BluesDank, King Ani, Kappa Kaiju, Kwite, Quackity HQ, and FPS Diesel. Most of these people have created Reddit reaction videos at one time or another, and funnily enough, 2 of them are also ex-commentators, being WildSpartanz and BluesDank.
And that's bullshit.
So we got a nice glaze of grease running along the lines here and here. Very cute double chin, unwashed shirt, got the shadow of Shrek here on the wall.
If you've been watching commentary channels at all and pay attention to the community on Twitter, it's not hard to see that in the past the perception of WildSpartanz' content was less than stellar when he was making commentary videos, with hit pieces like the ones by Cabos and more recently by my pal Wooly1 garnering over 100,000 views, and mostly positive support. And rest assured, the criticism was definitely deserved. His videos were repetitive, boring, meaningless, and he pumped them out like a 14-year-old pumps out cum tissues. But soon enough, Spartan started making more reactionary content like Trying to Watch, which is seemingly ripped off from I Hate Everything and even has the same font and thumbnail style and nearly the same exact format. Weird. However, eventually he decided to move on to the new trend of Reddit videos, basically out of nowhere to the casual viewer. But it wasn't really out of nowhere when you look a little deeper into the analytics and the timing of this video. Around the time this video was released, WildSpartanz actually started losing subscribers every day for nearly a month, seemingly because a bunch of his fans realized that his content is vapid and that he's a talentless leech. So rather than trying to persevere and make good commentary videos, he decided to drop the genre altogether to make Reddit videos, and he's been doing them ever since, racking up hundreds of thousands of views on every video, which is almost entirely comprised of stolen content that he passes off as his own. The only thing you really could say that any of these channels add is the basic convenience of not having to go to Reddit yourself and just look at a few posts, and if anything, that says more about the attention spans and genius intellect of their audiences than the creators themselves. I guess if you enjoy watching someone else watch something else, then that's fine. Just don't pretend it's anything better than it really is.
What's up, Epic Gamers? Daniel fucking Keemstar.
Another creator in this group, who I mentioned earlier, goes by the name of BluesDank and has over 100,000 subscribers, which isn't small stuff, it's double my sub count, and he's been doing pretty damn well for himself, raking in hundreds if not thousands of subscribers every day, and getting a decent amount of views on pretty much all of his videos. Not to mention that 9 of his Reddit videos are collabs, and they consistently get more views than any of his other videos, because most of the time the people he's collaborating with are much more interesting than he is. And when he does a video by himself, he's literally unwatchable.
No, it's on a touchscreen. Oh no. Oh no. That seems really fun though, to be fair.
To be a joke, I cannot believe this is happening! I'm literally about to fucking kill my—
He's not even saying anything, he's just explaining what's on screen in a casual tone, and not fucking adding anything. This reminds me a lot of the video that Reactor, a parody reaction channel created to troll people like Grade A Under A.
Non-stop. Wow.
You just gotta turn them off at that point.
Did ironically, but here is BluesDank doing it and passing it off as unironic content for people to watch. Fun fact, my buddy Danarchy has done the math on this situation and the number of collaboration videos that BluesDank has done.
YouTubers I just mentioned have a combined subscriber count of well over 20 million. If he gained 1% of the subscriber base of all of the people who have shouted him out, he'd have 217,000 subscribers.
I know that oftentimes collabs don't yield much success, but looking at the sheer numbers, plain and simple, he should have at least 300,000 subscribers right now if he was interesting or talented at all. Not to mention that he has a history of people coming out and explaining what a snake he is, as well as him relentlessly bullying people, even when they ask him to stop multiple times. Very nice.
Fuck you, VWQ, don't really like you anyway, mate.
Funnily enough, a little while ago, people like WildSpartanz were jumping on the anti-reaction video bandwagon, which was started by people like Grade A Under A and I Hate Everything, criticizing and mocking people like Jinx, Stomedy, and Rashad the Reactor for making videos where they just sat in front of a video and made some passive comments at a few points that didn't really add anything to the source material. The amount of hate that the YouTube community had for these videos was pretty insane back in 2015 and 2016, and every commentary channel under the sun that had any amount of subscribers was making videos about them.
I'm sorry, but I think sitting through a full video, giving, you know, fake laughter and interjections is just ridiculous to be under fair use in the slightest.
Obviously, I'm not going to claim that it's a one-for-one comparison, as they do add a bit more in terms of editing, I guess, which is barely enough that you could call it fair use as a legal defense, not that anyone is protecting the copyright on fucking memes and Reddit posts, but that's not the point. The point is that Spartanz does whatever it takes to be successful. He used to criticize reaction videos for not adding anything, and now he makes them.
Why can't I sit in front of a computer and watch something and just fake laugh and give my shit opinion and get ad revenue?
And there's nothing wrong at a base level with wanting views or money or subscribers. I feel like I say that a lot in my videos. I want all of those things as well. I just have different priorities in life. But that's my prerogative and they have theirs. That's all fine and dandy. I respect the hustle, boys. I get it. The problem is their hustle is based on stealing things that other people made and masquerading it as their own. And YouTube audiences seem to be complicit in this. Maybe I'm missing something here. I don't watch the Cleveland show, so perhaps I'm not enough of an intellectual to understand the complexity of
making a funny fucking voice
while plagiarizing. At the end of the day, regardless of their editing, voice, or disposition to liking food, all of these guys have one thing in common. They're the men who sold the subreddit.
Hit me! Girls look better in a real tight sweater. 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 Tight sweater, tight sweater, tight sweater, tight sweater, tight. Girls look better in a real tight sweater. 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 Tamino on the mic, make the pussy much wetter. Try to get the girls, call the guy go getter. Tight jeans, a Converse sneaker.